All right, let's talk about something that's shaking up the corporate world. There's this huge shift happening with company events, and it's all about moving away from alcohol. So today we're going to explore how to do that without, losing all the fun.
So, this is the big question, right? It's what every HR leader and event planner is trying to figure out. How in the world do you create that special celebratory vibe when the old standby, the open bar, is just not an option anymore? What's the plan B?
To answer that, we've got to first zoom out and really understand the trend itself. We're seeing the rise of the totally alcohol-free company party, and believe me, it's happening for some really specific and pretty important reasons. And let's be really clear here. This is not some small niche thing. It's actually one of the biggest shifts happening in HR and event planning right now. Companies all over the place are literally rethinking how they celebrate, from the ground up. So what's behind all this? Well, it's really a mix of a lot of modern priorities. First off, companies are way more focused on employee wellness and mental health. That's a huge one. They also want to build truly inclusive cultures where everyone feels welcome. And then, of course, there's the practical stuff, like reducing legal risks. Plus, this whole shift makes it way easier to have daytime or family-friendly events, which just works better for today's diverse and often hybrid workforce.
But, and this is a big but, making this positive change can come with a pretty serious challenge. When you get rid of the cocktails, you run the risk of hosting an event that just feels, well, kind of flat. It's the unintended consequence that everyone is worried about.
This right here is the fear. It's the question that keeps event planners up at night. For so long, alcohol was basically the easy button for party. It was a shortcut to feeling festive. Without it, there's this worry that the whole thing will just feel like an after-hours meeting, but with, slightly better snacks.
This lays out the problem perfectly. On the left, you've got the traditional treat, a cool, special cocktail that immediately tells everyone, hey, this is a celebration. It feels like a real perk. But when you take that away, what's the replacement? Too often it's what you see on the right, a sad little table of sodas and water. The whole vibe just kind of deflates. So, what's the move? What if the solution wasn't about trying to find a one-to-one replacement for alcohol, but about rethinking the whole experience of getting a drink? Turns out there's a surprisingly simple fix that totally nails this. And this is the key, the big secret. It's not really about what's in the drink. It's about the experience around the drink. The format, the presentation, the ritual, that's what makes something feel special and celebratory. And here it is, the non-alcoholic frozen drink station. Seriously. It's fun, it's festive, it feels intentional, and it makes the whole experience feel elevated. You get all the fun and social buzz of a cocktail bar, just, without any of the alcohol. Let's break down why this works so well, because it's all about psychology. First, the sound of the machine, the bright colors, it just feels like a party. It also creates a natural centerpiece for the room, a place for people to gather around and chat. It's like the new water cooler, but way more fun. And most importantly, it feels like a special treat. So much better than just grabbing a can of soda. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. A margarita machine at our corporate event? But hang on, we've got to think bigger than that. This idea is way more versatile than it sounds.
See, the key is to just reframe it. Stop calling it a margarita machine, start calling it a frozen beverage station. That simple switch in words suddenly makes it sound more creative, more professional, and it opens up a whole world of possibilities.
And this is where it gets really creative. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You could do classic slushes like strawberry or lemonade for a summer picnic. You could create amazing tropical punches with mango or pineapple. You could even invent a custom flavor that matches your company's brand colors. How cool would that be? So, okay, it's fun, employees are going to love it, we get it. But how does this actually connect back to the serious, strategic goals of the business? This is where the idea gets really powerful. This is the best part. This one little swap directly supports major business goals. You are visibly showing your team that you care about wellness and inclusivity, you're dramatically reducing corporate liability, which is a huge win, and you're doing all of that while still throwing a super fun, memorable party that builds a great company culture. It's a win-win-win. And look, this works for basically any event you can think of. It's a no-brainer for company picnics, right? But it's also a fantastic way to add a spark to a holiday party, a team-building offsite, or even a more formal product launch. It's just a really versatile tool to have in your back pocket. So if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this. Going alcohol-free at company events is not a limitation. It's actually a huge opportunity.
It's a chance to get creative and find new and, frankly, better ways to show your employees that you value them.
And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. We just talked about one simple swap for drinks. But what other small, simple changes could you make that would have a massive, positive ripple effect on your events, on your team, and on your entire company culture? Definitely something worth thinking about.